Hey friends, it's Joe from DadBod. Today it's around 5 a.m. and 81 degrees. It's also day 93 of this program, I believe. And we have a 2-mile recovery run. Let me pop you on my head. Now, as you may recall, I have COVID, so we will not be running today. Other fun updates is that our trail is fully blocked because there are at-risk trees that could fall and kill people apparently. So we will walk a different way. So let's head this way this morning. Let me turn on my little app.
Begin workout.
So I checked out that blocked road area, and basically half the trail is blocked because of what they're calling at-risk trees. I think they said they have a high probability of falling. They actually said we've contacted an arborist, and I was like, wow, I haven't heard that word in a while. Or at least it's what Google Translate said. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. It's day 5 of COVID for me. Yesterday, I got 2 sets in, light weights, light reps. I took a pretty big nap in the middle of the day. Maybe 2 naps. Still had residual fatigue. But had a fairly productive day and a pretty good night's sleep. Got interrupted by Emiko, but that's normal. So the whole goal of today is active movement, low cardio. So, walking. I'm thinking maybe by Friday I'll be able to use the fartlek as a means to get used to getting back into trottle pace. So I'll do walk to trottle for the intervals so I can be with you. It's funny that I'm walking with purpose as opposed to lazy, and I'm already like I'm already breathing heavy, and I'm like maybe we'll have to lower our expectations a little bit, but we'll see, man. This is a good experiment for us to see if one could get knocked out by COVID, because I got hit pretty hard, right? Miss a workout, miss a couple workouts, miss a couple long runs, right? But really really focus on rest and a mellow recovery and see what comes from that. There's some really cool homes out here, by the way. I've done this trail before, this side quest. The only thing I don't like about this path, I mean, the homes are cool, but like I have to cross a big overpass. So like right now, like this is kind of quiet. There's nature-y sounds. Everyone's still sleeping. There's a nice Mercedes or something. What is that? Maserati? Is the Maserati the one with the with the trident on it? You know, so it's nice and mellow. And then you get to this road, and half the time it's still busy, and I don't like car noises while I run. I've always enjoyed getting away from roads and doing trails. It just helps me kind of break free and think a little bit. So I would normally run trails, subdivisions, and then running along the road to get to the subdivision so I could get away from the noise. So that's why I like dropping straight down into the ravine, because we run under this, right? But now we get to go over it. Whew, let's see how stairs do. That should be a wonder. Let's do some power breaths. But we do get a beautiful sunrise. Whew. I'm fatigued. Look at that. That's nice. So we'll see. I might not do a full 2. So, the first possible entrance is off to the left here, but from what I saw on the sign, this area is also closed by the arborist. Arborist coming in here and ruining our rhythm. I do love this burned wood house though. Let's see. Yep. Shut down. Boo. Oh no. I mean, I don't mind walking down the hill. Not really looking forward to walking back up it though. Now there is a Japanese garden entrance, but they say it opens at 9. Oh, it's a big bee thing. That's blocked. So what's cool is I get to see things I've never seen before with you today. A whole different rhythm. That hill is gonna be killer. Not going down and coming up, it's gonna suck. See if there's no. Alright. Well, friends, to build off the pep talk from yesterday, because I know I sat down on the bench and we had ourselves a conversation, right? Again, just speaking this out into the air for you and for me. Over the next couple days, I personally need to decouple your results from what I'm able to do. Like, I need to trust. Oh. So this is a Japanese garden, but it's closed. But maybe the side path is open. That'd be cool. So I need to trust that I can work out within the confines of my body and what's feasible for me based on my recovery from COVID, and following up next week, a full vacation in Hokkaido and Kyoto, right? So I'm gonna have different family demands. I mean, there could be full things that get skipped. So I'm literally gonna go in Google Classroom and like type in, these are the reps, these are the exercises, this is how far you run, right? This is time for you to take charge. Not that you haven't been doing that already, but there is a difference between running by yourself and running with a friend. And your friend's sick, but you're not. Your friend's on vacation, but you're not. So again, I'm just gonna affirm this every day. Like, you are still worth it on this journey. You need to start speaking some of the things I speak to you. You need to start speaking it to yourself over the next week. The things I yell when we're doing a fartlek and we're dying. You know, keep pushing, you're worth it. This is gonna help you on your long run. Blah, 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 blah. All those kinds of things that are real, and I mean it, you gotta start saying for yourself. Okay? So you still have to hold yourself accountable, to show up, to put on your running pants, to trick yourself into going an extra half mile further because you know it's an extra half mile back, so it gets you that extra mile. Stay the course, right? Even if this Monday was a day you took to slide. I gotta keep saying these things because I feel, and I don't know what's true, I feel that some of you had a rough ride, right? It's been hard slogging up from 7, 8, 9, 10 miles. You hit 11 and your buddy, friend, coach person is like miserable and sick, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to put on shoes today. I'm just gonna go back to bed and go to work. There's at least one person, okay, who did that. And I want to affirm in that person that this coming Monday for 12, when they have the same thoughts, they're gonna find that deep why. They're gonna hold on to the words I'm speaking right now, and they're gonna go out there and get it. That's the message. You are still gonna go out there and get it. Just like I'm out here getting some cardio, teaching my body how to move again. Super sore. Ooh, you know what I can do? Oh yeah. Oh, nice hip hop. That was great. Oh, the squeeze at the end. It's so good. Everything's so crunchy. So, I'm just affirming for myself and for you at this point, and it should have been for a long time, this is your journey. I know that you might derive energy from being in the thick of life with me, right? My ability to push myself may motivate you to push yourself, right? All that kind of stuff. But regardless of what comes next for me and what I'm able to record or not record, we both got to trust that you can continue on the program. You only have 2.5 weeks. So if you make the most of it, if you really engage the journey, your outcome at that half marathon is going to be way better. And not necessarily faster. I just think you're going to recover better. I was like, why is that guy's hair so wet? What did he do? Good breathing. Last night, Felicia took like Vicks Vapor Rub, and she gave me like a sinus massage. So if you don't know that you can do this, like you can take your hands and kind of rub them along like your eyebrows and from the center of your forehead down along your nose, under your eyes. I'm actually doing it right now. It feels great. And you can rub along the bridge of your nose down to like your cheek. If you look up like sinus massage on YouTube, there's a lot of things you could do in that space to like open up your sinuses naturally or manually is what I would say. More hinges. A little bit of back discomfort. It's still kind of hard for me to engage core, just coming out of all the fatigue. So it's funny, I can even tell when I'm walking with poor form. My hips are opened up this way a little bit. My core's not braced. Having a hard time finding a lean. So there's some discomforts. My left calf is compromising, so it's tighter than the right one. Maybe just a little yuck. I'm like, maybe if I trottle a little bit, light trottle, maybe it'll just kind of help me find some form. But I'm definitely gonna back off once the cardio starts to catch up. Because you're gonna start getting phlegm coughs pretty soon. All right. And I gotta tell myself, even though I got wrecked with COVID, even though my body aches, like, in 5 days, I didn't lose all my muscle mass. Like, I'm not at zero. I still know how to breathe. I still know how to move. Just gotta show up, do the right thing. But talking and running, that's a whole new challenge. I'm just trying to get to the steps. I like the happy ones. There we go, come on. Oh, nice. Hey, that was cool. Hey, rainbow. Nice. Let's see if we can get a nice 2 miles today. Take this time, focus on ourselves, get our head right. I'm actually working on squeezing my shoulder blades, kind of getting my upper torso sitting where I want it to. It's funny, we're finally near the end of this journey, and like, it's not perfect by any means, but my right shoulder posture, it's getting better. Like most days, because throughout the day I walk by the mirror, not out of vanity, yeah, not because I'm trying to catch a profile glance of my dad bod, right? Whatever. There we go, work that out. But I do it to check shoulders, like, and even leading up to the mirror, I kind of flex and engage my lats, my shoulders, roll my hands back and forth, push them forward, do a shoulder roll back, stand up, and then look in the mirror and be like, hey, my right shoulder looks like it's in the right spot. You know, but then the longer I sit at a desk, slumped over and dropping my right shoulder to roll a mouse about, stand up in front of the mirror, I was like, something don't look right. So it's a process for me, but it's all about building an awareness. I only got 2.5 weeks left of this program, right? My plan after the half marathon, here's my ever after. I'd love to run a full marathon. First of all, that's a thing I want to do. I think this journey's kind of cemented that it's within reach. But when I look at life planning, my wife's due on like February 28th. Right now it's mid-September. A lot of the marathons that are in spring are in March. And I can't do that to Felicia. Like, the training burden of going out and running 20 miles and crap like that, that's like 4-hour runs. That means, and I'm not waking up at 2 a.m. to go run 4 hours so that I can help make the kids breakfast. So to put that on her 3rd trimester and into a newborn, that wouldn't be fair to her, the kids. So my plan over the next 6 months, I might pick up another half marathon in spring, and then I'm going to focus on staying trained up so that a half marathon's within strike. So I'm gonna keep Mondays long, and what I think I'm gonna do is kind of oscillate hills. So go 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, back down, 5, 6, 7, 8, back down. Reason being, I like a sense of building from one long run to the next.
Total distance 1 mile.
Hey.
Total time 19 minutes and 54 seconds.
I'm gonna turn it straight back.
19 minutes 54 seconds per mile.
And we'll just end it back near where we started. Beautiful morning. But I'm gonna do hills. The reason I like 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's a 2-hour run for me. At 15-minute miles, it's a full 2 hours. 5's like an hour 15. So it's a lot easier to lock those in. With a 2-hour run for 8 miles, if I wake up at 4:30 and hit at 5, hypothetically I'm back by 7. I should still probably sneak it into at least 4 a.m. So it allows me to fully support all the parentals in the morning when the kids wake up, do the breakfast, get them out to school. That's really important for me. But it's still forcing me to peak at around 8, right? So 8 is, loosely speaking, 2/3 of a marathon, right? Or 2/3 of a half marathon, which means that then if there was a half marathon in February, or if I wanted to do like an ice run in Hokkaido or something crazy, like I could tack on a 10-mile and an 11-mile just to make sure I'm good. Like I know I could bump up 2 miles and another mile because I'm conditioned. You can't do that because you're just getting conditioned. You might have to next Monday if you skipped this past Monday, right? You might have to edge yourself a little bit, which happens. No training program's perfect. You typically miss 1 or 2 of the long runs and you have an awful next long run, and then you get in your head, right? So trying to push you through that. The reason I'm talking about this, you're 2.5 weeks done from this program. Like you're close. You really gotta start thinking about what your ever after is. So for me and my ever after, happily ever after, I'm gonna do 5, 6, 7, 8s for the long run days. I'm gonna keep my recovery at 2 mile. I think 2 mile is really nice because it helps me get out here, get out of my body. I can process. I could drop it down to a walk. I can run it. And then I'm gonna keep the fartleks at 2.5. And I think I'm just gonna play around with the tempos and the intervals to keep those challenging. I'm actually super excited about that discovery on the variable tempo. Whew. That was savage before illness came. So I want to keep doing stuff like that because it's hard. And then for strength, for strength, my plan is to just go back to week 1. So I'm gonna do moose lifts block 1. So 1A, 1A, 1B, 1C, 4 weeks on that. Go up to block 2, 4 weeks on that. So I'm just gonna keep cycling those workouts and just building up reps, or really focusing on slower eccentric, slower decentric movements, adding on strength. And then I may take some time to kind of improvise other movements that may have been lacking from the program. You know, we've talked about like Cubans with a press, kind of more concomitant movements that are mixed together. So I might start tweaking or kind of building my own workout of the day kind of thing, just based on what I like. Improvise off it a little bit. And who knows, maybe that'll become its own program someday. But if you were kind of listening to the program or my idea, you know what you didn't hear? Yeah, I'm gonna sit on the couch What you didn't hear was, running's been fun, but now it's done. Nah. Sorry. Those are good coughs, I think. I do feel my sinuses opening. And I hydrated really well last night and this morning, so I wanted to bring a quarter. I forgot, Japanese quarter. They actually have a $5 coin, which is pretty cool. It's 500 yen. Although with deflation, it's now like 350. Ohayou gozaimasu. So, as I'm kind of talking through this with you, right? A marathon is a future goal. But if I want to be able to get to that, I have to maintain what we've built. Now, for some reason that I'm still trying to understand, across this program, I've gained weight. I've gained like 5 pounds. So right now I'm floating at like 306. Which is a little frustrating for me, right? I've been logging the food. I know, I'm very aware of when I eat for pleasure, when I'm eating for fuel. When I get sick, I eat very strange too. My strategy is just like eat a whole bunch of spicy food and kill it. That is like totally not scientific. It's just what I do. It's really dumb, actually. Ohayou gozaimasu. So I do need a bit of a food reset, but especially with COVID, inability to cook because I'm fatigued. Lady's lighting up a cigarette in the morning. That's funny. Best way to start your day, man. Look out on that balcony over the river, light up a cigarette, sit on your easy chair. Welcome to lung cancer. I make surgical instruments that can cut your lungs out, so if that's one of your favorite recreational sports, I got the solution. Ohayou gozaimasu. Smoking's very pernicious in Asia still. So it's some of the highest rates of lung cancer still in China and Japan, South Korea. But what you hear from me as I kind of talk through this, right? I'm sick, I'm recovering, I'm finding a level of movement that's safe. I'm still challenged right now, so I recognize my body's not 100%. So I don't want to push it more sick. Like, I did that light jog just to kind of get my form right. Form actually feels a lot better now that I'm walking. After doing that, let me hit one of them. Oh yeah. And once you learn how to squeeze that hinge on the glute, change your life, man. But I'm talking through this stuff because you got to start talking to yourself about it. This program's been really hard. If you were never running long distance before doing this journey, like every day has been hard to show up. Even if you run a lot, every day's still hard to show up. It's challenging because with running, no matter what experience level you have, you can always make it harder. There's always a new edge you can find. You can run faster. You can run farther, right? You could run with a more consistent pace. There's a lot of things you can do. So be encouraged that for everyone who's done it, we've all been challenged in our own special way. But you gotta stop thinking about relief, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that was OG-san. He must be dejected because he doesn't get to go and clean the river the way he likes to. Blocking out OG-san, man. But yeah, you need to start thinking after you've crossed that finish line, What results, what lifestyle do you want? Do you want to decline? Do you want to stabilize? Do you want to push towards a new goal? You know, you might have discovered this 4 years from now. Heck, I might have the full marathon training program available. Don't know if I'm going to paywall that one or not, though. Giving away the full half marathon, I mean, that's a full 16-week program. Tacking on another 12 weeks, I don't know. I want to make it all accessible, though. That's the thing. It's like, I want to help people. I also do want to make sure that our content is financially viable for us, because someday I do see kind of a lift towards full-time content creator, but paywalls always feel a little slimy to me. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But you know, so your next natural step may be like, that was really hard, hardest thing I've done in my life, half marathon, but I know the rhythm. Monday, we're building towards a marathon. Like, you've already turned that corner. You're ready to start going, and you're gonna go hang out with Joe on that program. But I haven't built that yet, so if you're in the first batch of people doing this, like, if you want to make that your goal, there are plenty of other full marathon programs you could look up. And then for your strength days, just redo blocks 1, 2, and 3, and 4 with me. Unless you want to find a full new program from someone else. There's lots of choices, okay? You have all the choices. The most important thing is that you recognize that your health is a choice. It's a mixture of choice and circumstance. We're all born with different bodies, different metabolisms, different trauma or things that have occurred to us that have set us back. But we also get to choose amidst those external circumstances what we build towards and the new life we want to have. And then we work in the tension of choice and circumstance. So I don't want you to end at a choice to train up to a half marathon, because then I feel like, well, I've wasted everyone's time, right? You've gone through all this for what? To get a dinky medal, to check your box, and to go back to waking up late, struggling to walk up the stairs, throwing out your back when you play with your kids or your grandkids, dying early of pre-existing health conditions like heart disease and diabetes, or sorry, preventable. I love these stairs so much. Yes. Woo! Darn you, Japan. 8 hills. The hills are alive with sounds of death. Okay. Still on a hill. Woo! So that's your pep talk for the day. Figure out what the heck you want to do with your life. Really figure it out. And maybe you got 2.5 weeks till the run. So maybe next Wednesday, the following Wednesday, go in your little Outlook calendar, carve out 2 hours each day. Seriously, like, block it off now. I know you have Outlook on your phone, so just do it. But block out 2 hours on each of those days to seriously, this hill's kicking my butt, which is good. It's safe strain though, to seriously think about what your ever after is. Where do you want to go with your health and wellness? What do you want to change? And what's your plan? Because if you only fixate on running the half marathon, you're gonna run it, you're gonna have that honey glow of accomplishment, you're gonna give yourself a week off, you're gonna give yourself a half week off, gonna go back to eating whatever you wanted, not gonna keep track of nothing. And what you don't know is you're complicit in a choice there. Like, by not having the discipline to proactively choose, you will make your choice. And you will fall from this level of physique so quickly. Not even funny, man. So, because I care for you, set aside those 2 hours to really think about what worked for you in this program. Maybe what lacked. Maybe you need a better mix of yoga, right? Pilates. Maybe you wish you had more time to play tennis, racquetball, whatever it is. But use this program as scaffolding. Open up a spreadsheet or get a big piece of poster board and draw a grid and lay out your next 100 days, right? Give yourself 10 weeks. That's 70 days. So give yourself 10 weeks. Maybe that's easy. Make yourself a 70-day plan. What do you want to do with the next 10 weeks after this program? And be like, oh, well, I'll re-go through block 2 for 4 weeks, block 3 for 4 weeks, and block 4 for 4 weeks. Re-hit it, engage and push harder. Or maybe you used to like Beachbody workouts and you're like, you know what, I want to jump straight to P90X or straight to Insanity. I used to do that in college, lost that. I feel like based on my cardio I could do that again, so I want to see what I'm capable of. Maybe you want to push for aesthetic. Maybe you want to learn how to cut weight. You got a lot of strength on you now. Maybe you're going to give yourself a research project and you're going to change how you meal prep and eat, right? Whatever it is, you got to think about that before your half marathon shows up. And another key thing, you got to find accountability. Right? You've had me almost every single workout, right? I've been pretty good. Sometimes I forget to hit record. Sometimes I make an editing mistake. Sometimes I get COVID or some other illness, influenza A. Woo. So you've had a Joe buddy. You've had a sniffly, snotty coffee Joe buddy. It's good, the sinuses are releasing. Love it. Whew. Hate this hill. So, you got to figure out what your accountability looks like. Do you start dropping in on live streams with me and Moose? Do you find a friend that you care about, that you spend time with, and be like, hey, I did this half marathon training program. Let's run it again. I'll do a half marathon with you. And let's hold each other accountable. Maybe you find it within our Discord community, assuming that's something I make at some point, right? Find a way to keep challenging yourself, challenging others, because it really is your journey, right? You can't put the responsibility of whether or not you work out on other people, but it doesn't hurt to have other people around that are aligned with your goals. That's kind of the balance, right? Like, surround yourself with like-minded people that are going to push you. If you surround yourself with potato people, you're going to look like a potato. Doesn't mean that you can't be proximal to potato people and love the potato people in your life. Potato people are the people that like to eat potatoes and lay on the couch like a potato. They rock that sedentary lifestyle. They love it, right? We got potato people in our families. We're potato people, right? I don't know what we turn into. What, zucchini people? I don't like zucchini. Never been a fan. Everyone's like, oh, zucchini noodles are the greatest thing ever. I was like, It's not pasta, but it's way better calorically. Anyway, figure out what accountability works for you. For me, recording workouts and having to show up because your development is connected to mine is a good external psychological motivator for me to do it. But during these workouts, I lift harder and longer and run harder and farther for me, because it's my body, because I don't want back surgery, because I want vitality, mobility. I want to be able to play with my kids. I recognize a cause and effect with my health. And I recognize that the discipline of eating well is an area I still need to grow. The results show it. Like, there's still things I could be doing better. There's just a lot going on. So if I can't get everything sorted, I'm at least gonna lock in exercise, right? That's like my block 1. I'll build the block 2 in the gap. So I do plan maybe on learning how to live stream when I run, because I think that would be fun. So we'll see. Little by little, we'll figure it out. So keep doing what you can do, my friends. Keep showing up. You're doing good work. We're at 1.98 miles. Block off that time because you're worth it. And it's dark. Hey, thanks for being here with me. Thanks for giving me a space to talk. It sucks being sick, right? It's not fun. Didn't really want to show up, but even last night I started to get a little excited. I was like, I think I have...
Total distance 2 miles. Total time 41 minutes and 19 seconds.
Okay.
Split pace 21 minutes, 25
21 minutes.
seconds per mile.
Hey, that's not bad for COVID, right? So I really did want to get out and get out on my body and challenge myself a little bit. So thanks for being part of that motivation. Set aside that time on your calendar for this Wednesday and following Wednesday to really start to think about what's your next. And let me know in the comments what you're going to do. Anyway, see you around, friends.